Welcome back everyone. So in this video we will write a function that will take two arguments. The first argument will be a string and the second argument will be a substring, and it will then compare the string with the substring and it will check whether that substring is present inside that string or not. So if the string is not present if the substring is not present inside the string, it will return false. Else it will return the first position from which the substring starts inside that string. So suppose if I have something like this, my string is SystemVerilog. So this is my targeted string, and this is my substring. So let's say my substring is something like this, and clearly you could see that this particular letter, this set of string is not present inside anywhere in this string. So if that is the substring, then it will return false. Else, if your substring is something like this, if that's the case, then the function will return the position of the very first letter present inside the string. So ver is in fact present inside the string, as you could see it right here. So what is the position? So the position will be from here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it starts from sixth position. So it will return 6 as the answer. So without any further delay, let's begin with our module. So the very first thing I will do is to declare that particular function, and that function should be automatic because there will be multiple instantiation and multiple calls, and it should not retain any value, otherwise or all the otherwise it will show an compilation error. So you should use the automatic keyword in this case, and the return type should be int. And again, uh, we could name the function anything we want. Let's name it get sub str, which is the denotation for substring, then pose, which means position. And here we will have two formal arguments, two arguments. So both the arguments will be of string data type. So the first argument will be the string, and the second argument will be the substring, and we will call string as str and the substring as sub. So the very first thing we will do is that we will calculate the length of both the arguments. So I will write int, and suppose we want to calculate the length of the string, I will write underscore len, and there is a function in SystemVerilog which you could use to calculate the length of any string, and that is the len function. So I just have to write uh, the name of the string, and then I have to write len function. So it will return the total length of that string. We will do the same thing for our substring. I will call it sub underscore len, and I will again use the len function. So right after this, the very first thing we will do is to do a hard check, and that hard check is very essential. So if this particular check fails, the function will return false as the answer, and that check is a very obvious check. It checks whether the length of the substring is greater than the length of the string. So if that is the case, that the length of the substring is greater than the length of the string, then it is not a substring at all. And you cannot contain a substring which is bigger than the string itself inside the string. So in this case, it will just return false. So after this, we will go ahead and start with our main body of the code. And for this, I will use the for loop. Inside the for loop, I will declare an iteration variable I. So inside this, what we will do, we have to have an endpoint, and that endpoint should be equal to the length of the string minus the length of the substring, and I will tell you why. So here we are deciding the endpoint, and the loop will not go any further than this, and it is because uh, let's say if the substring has like characters, the string has a character like a b c d e f, and substring is anything, any character, maybe like uh, ef. So here, if you will check the length of a b c d e f, it will be 6, and the length of ef is 2. So of course, since we are detecting the start point, uh, we should stop right here, and 6 minus 2 will be, since we will start from 0, 6 minus 2 will be 4. So we will start checking from 0, and then 1, then 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it does not make any sense for us to check the last element of the string, because after all, the substring itself is of, it has two characters. So if you will like count it from here, it will go outside, so it does not make any sense. So the last point of that substring will be here at e, which is the position number 5, or position number 4 if you start counting from 0. So that is why we are constraining the endpoint or the last value of the iteration variable I by subtracting the length of the substring with a length of the string. So with that clear, let's begin with our if condition. So inside our if condition, we will use another method, and we will use that for string. So this method is called substr. So this method is used to split. It is used to split or take out a portion of a string, and it has two arguments, the starting point and the ending point. So here our starting point should be I, and the ending point should be I plus the length of the substring minus 1. And if in this particular portion, while iterating using the iteration variable, if we somehow find the substring, then we will return true. So if that's the case, then it will return the value of I. And as per our functions requirement, we need to find out the starting position of the substring if the substring is inside that targeted string. So here's how substring function works. So for example, if we have uh, a function, so if we have a string, let's call it S, and uh, it has A, B, C, D, 4 characters. Then let's say we want to print uh, using the dollar display or any system task BC. Then to print BC, we just have to do something like this. We will use S, and using the dot notation, we will use the sub str function. Then inside the argument, we will pass two arguments. The first one will be the starting position, and second one will be the ending position. And both starting position and ending position are inclusive, unlike Python. So I will write 1 and then I will write 2. So when you will do this, this will return BC, and you could just print it inside any system task. So this is how substring function work. And the reason I'm using the iteration variable and the same iteration variable in addition to the length of the substring minus 1 is because we will be iterating through every element or through every character of the string, and we will do a kind of slice. So we will start from 0, and from 0 to whatever the length of substring is, uh, since the positions start counting from 0, that's why we are subtracting it by 1, because after all it is inclusive and we have to subtract it by minus 1 to get the exact value. And it is no surprise, you will do the same thing with while you will use parameters with data types. So you will declare some parameters, and whenever you will mention that parameter, like something like this, data size, and you are declaring the data bus, you will do something like this, and then data. So I am just doing the same thing right here. So with this done, it will just iterate through every iteration, every character of the string, and it will do that till it reaches this value, about which I have already told you why I'm using this. So with all of this done, let's begin with our initial begin block, where we will apply some tests. So here outside the function, and yes, I forgot to add the single most important thing. What happen if you iterate through each of the elements and you did not find the string? Then it should return false. So I forgot to mention it. So right after that, before the end function. If that's the case, if that thing is not present inside the string, you will just simply return -1. Else you will return the starting position of that substring inside that string. So here I will write my initial block. So I will declare, of course, to pass the value as an argument to the function, I will declare toString. So let's call the first string as my string or my str, and the second string as target. And again, we are expecting some value to be returned from the function, and let's call that position. So if position is -1, then of course it is false. And the reason we are returning -1, not 0, it is because the substring can start from 0 also. So the substring could start from 0, and it could be the very first 3 or 4 letters of the targeted string. So that's why we are returning -1. So with this done, uh, we will just assign the function with position, and we will put if else condition with the position to check whether that string, that substring is present inside that string or not. So let's write this. And of course, I need to do one more thing. I need to declare the value of both of the string. So let's say for our very first test case, uh, we are letting the function return the true value, so it will pass. So I will declare my string as let's say hello SystemVerilog world, and the target string will be system. So this test will clearly pass as system is present inside this particular string. So let's just go ahead and put both the variables inside it. So here I will put if else condition. So right before that, it will just do the comparison that whether the value is -1 or not. So just for that, what I will do, I will declare another task. Let's call it compare, and it will just return the value. So it will take an int argument, let's call it a, and if a is not equals to -1, which is false, then it should display oh yes, we will pass 2 arguments, actually 3 arguments to be accurate. string str and sub and string substring. So if a, which will be position in our case, is -1, is not equals to -1, then we will say that found percentage s at index 0d in target percentage s. So I am just saying that I found the substring at index s, that will be a, and in the target str. So it is just a comparison method which I will use to check whether it is working or not. So if it is not found, then I will say else if, and when a is equals to -1, then it is not found, and then I will print not found in the target percentage s. And the first s is of course the substring, and the second s is of course the string. So after calling this function, on the same time we will just do the comparison so that this could print something. We will write comp, and inside the comp again we have 3 arguments. The first argument will be position, which will be compared inside the if else condition, and the second argument will be our string, so which is my string in this case, and the third argument will be of course the substring, which is target in our case. So this is our test one, and as per our values of the string, this should pass and this should display found. It should not display not found. So let's check whether it is working or not. I will open the quiz system. And I will check whether I have made any typos by running the compilation. Okay, we do have some errors. So at line number 8, near this syntax error. Okay, right here. Okay, now it is fine. So let's start the simulation and let's check whether we have any runtime errors. Okay, you could see it right here that it says that found system at index 6, which is true if you will count it from here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should also count it for space, and 6. So at 6th position we have S, and S is in the target hello system verilog world. So yeah, it's true. So let's write another test. Let's call it test 2, and in this test we will modify the value of my string. uh, we will not modify the value of my string, actually we will only modify the value of the target. And let's put some random gibberish. Let's put Python. And after that, let's call that method again. And let's pass both the arguments. First one is my string and the second one is target. Now this should definitely fail, and let's run the comparison task. uh, we will just write comp and we will pass three things: position, uh, my string, and target. And of course this test will fail and it will show that this particular string is not found inside the target. So let's go ahead and compile the code. So you could see it right here that it says Python not found in the target hello system verilog world. So that is what going to happen. And other than that, we will also do another test, and this time I will do the overflow. Let's call it test 3. And let's change the target to welcome back to another video on UVM faces in details. So of course this target is way out of bound. I will just write welcome back to another video, and actually the welcome back to another video is enough to to trigger this if condition in which the length of the substring will be greater than the length of the string itself, because here string is hello system verilog world, and now the target or the substring is bigger than the string. So after that I will do the same thing again, and then I will again call the comp task. So with all this done, let's go ahead and do a final run. So you could see it right here that welcome back to another video not found in the target Hello System Verilog world, which make the another test a failure test. So yep, we have created a task in which we will pass two arguments. The first argument will be the string, and the second argument will be the substring. And the substring should be smaller than the string, of course. And our function will check whether that substring is present inside the string or not. And if it is present inside the string, our function will return the very first position of of where the string appears, where the first character of string appears. Else it will return -1, which is false in our case. So similar kind of questions may appear in your interviews. So just keep practicing about all the functions which you can use with strings. So I hope you find this video useful and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.